I bet you that we can't get more than 500 comments of people typing dum dum today. Because actually, that'd be weird. Please don't. It can be fun to have a friendly bet between friends. I bet you can't jump off the roof into the pool. Hold my beer. But as crazy as that sounds, if that friend did pull it off, it would be kind of cool. But dangerous. Don't be trying that at home, kids. But that has nothing on some of the craziest and most embarrassing things that people had to do when they lost bets. And when you hear about these, that's gonna make you say, what? Here are the 10 most embarrassing punishments people got for losing a bet. Number 10 is taking the ACTs. On Saturday, September 9th, 2017, 24-year-old Adam McPherson, who already had a psychology degree from St. John's University, found himself back in high school, so to speak. The Minnesota native came in last place in his league's fantasy football season and thus had to take on a boring and embarrassing consequence, a retaking of the ACTs, the standardized test that determines if a student is prepared for the difficulty and demand of college. McPherson arrived at his local high school bright and early at 8 a.m. and surrounded by teenagers much younger than him who no doubt raised an eyebrow at his presence. He actually had to sit there and complete a nearly 4-hour test. Not exactly fun. So, hey bro, why are you here? Are you just like a big baby or just like dumb? Number 9 is toilet drafting. Losing stinks, sometimes literally. If you're in Bergen County, New Jersey and want to give fantasy football a shot, maybe avoid joining the Tecmo Bowl Fantasy League or be insanely confident that your team isn't headed for last place. Because if you do find yourself at the bottom, your competitors are going to find out how strong your stomach is. The day of the draft, the entire league goes out for lunch at Taco Bell and each person consumes a giant amount of food. And if you've ever been there, you know that even a small amount of food leads to In the hours leading up to the selection process, each person goes into the bathroom and does their business. Then the previous season's loser must make their draft picks while sitting on the ceramic throne. I would just quit, because just the thought of it, nope, I'm out, I quit. Number 8 is an old shirt. Traditions are important in many a fantasy league, and it's no different in a Beer Boy League in Charlotte, North Carolina. Created by Commissioner Kevin Leary, the Beer League is so named because of the annual punishment for the member that comes in last place that season. That unlucky individual must spend the day of the fantasy draft serving drinks to their fellow competitors, but it's the wardrobe that makes this consequence truly embarrassing. In addition to the bartender and waiter duty, the loser must sign a shirt and, in doing so, retire his team name forever. He also must wear that shirt the entire day that he's serving beverages. The thing is, that shirt has been around since 2002, worn by multiple people and has never been washed. Really, the smell is the real punishment here. Oh god, what's wrong with these people? Number 7 is being pelted with tomatoes. Sports are a very big deal in New York, and people in the Big Apple take them very seriously. But for one club in Brooklyn, the emotional pain of seeing your team lose brings with it physical pain. That group is the DJ and Pasta Fantasy League, and every year, just before that season's draft, the previous year's loser or losers have to stand in front of a big tarp and let their fellow league members hurl tomatoes at them. Honestly, that wouldn't be so bad if I didn't hate tomatoes so much. The throwers go through over 91 kilograms of fruit, which is prepared in different ways. Some soaked, some of it picked early so it's rotten, and some microwaved for maximum messiness. The event has become such a hit that the group has been sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods and some local tomato vendors who apparently enjoy seeing their products splattered on some poor guy's back. Number 6 is cow milking, and more. On April 9th, 2014, Mike Greeny Greenberg, a morning radio host and half of the Mike and Mike show on ESPN Radio, found himself for the 4th year in a row on the losing side of the program's Sheets of Integrity March Madness bracket. He'd made a bet before the tournament with co-host Mike Golick that he'd triumph, and since he lost, he now had to make good on the terms, which involved milking a cow named Vanessa. Now you might be thinking, well, that's not so bad, Matt, it's just a couple uddahs. Well, as Greenie successfully got a few sprays of milk into the metal bucket, Golic announced that Vanessa seemed kind of comfortable. And truer words have never been spoken, as just moments later, the animal relieved herself right there on the platform and on Greenie's arms and shoes. Oh my god. And as Golic announced to the world via mic, it wasn't number one. Why are so many of these so gross? Why can't they just be funny and be like, your name's Sally for a week? Yes, no poop or any nastiness involved. Isn't that easier? Number 5 is the calendar. In early 2014, Orlando, Florida resident Henry Stern came in last place in his fantasy football league and had to suffer a punishment that, in the end, he totally owned. The terms stated that the loser would have to pose in 12 images and create an embarrassing calendar, but what Stern ended up doing both fulfilled the consequence and gave a little to charity. After allegedly paying an art student $50 to take some pictures of Henry in various states of undress and then create some photoshopped images with them, the calendar was complete. In it, Stern appears in some iconic scenes, posing as everyone from George Costanza to baseball's Prince Fielder. He even portrays Janet Jackson in the midst of her wardrobe malfunction. The calendar is available on Amazon and all proceeds go to the Jimmy V Foundation. Well, this is great, turning a negative into a positive, but personally I would rather just give like $20 to an actual charity. I don't need the calendar of a half-naked man. That's no thank you. Number 4 is recreating Sia. On December 1st, 2014, Chuck Jose, a digital ops coordinator for PlayStation, uploaded a video to his personal YouTube channel, though it wasn't something he was looking forward to. The San Francisco resident had lost a fantasy football bet with his friend Alan Mark, the terms of which included uploading their punishment for all the world to see. His video was a nearly shot-for-shot remake of the music video for Sia's hit Chandelier. In the actual music video, 11-year-old professional dancer Maddie Ziegler performs a routine in a skin-colored outfit, and Jose's version is quite similar, complete with hosiery, leotard, and a blonde wig. Though he hoped only a few people would witness this embarrassing performance, the video went on to be viewed over 3.8 million times. Swing on, Chuck! Number 3 are panda piercings and clown shoes. Everybody loves a clown! If you're looking to make everyone in your fantasy football league take things super seriously, then why not take a page out of this group's handbook? On August 23rd, 2012, the Panda League, made up of 10 friends in Central Virginia, conducted their 5th annual fantasy draft and decided to change up the punishment. At the end of the season, the loser had to get their belly button pierced and show off their panda pride by having a panda bear charm put in. But hey, at least that punishment could be covered up with a shirt. The previous year's consequence saw the loser dressed as a clown while out with the group. I lost a bet. They went to public places, including bars, and he was unable to tell anyone why he looked that way. When asked, all he literally could say is, "Don't worry about it." Number 2 are tattoos. Getting a tattoo as a consequence of losing a bet isn't anything new, but with the rise of popularity in fantasy sports leagues and the seemingly endless increase in false confidence that some people seem to have, the ink losers receive is getting, let's call it creative. From Pokemon battles to rainbow unicorns, many a failure has resulted in color splashing against the skin, but few are as embarrassing as the ones that are issued within the Tattoo League in Omaha, Nebraska. According to the group rules, the only thing the loser gets to choose in getting the ink is where it will be on their bodies. In 2012, 25-year-old Adam Palmer lost a bet and ended up getting Justin Bieber's face tattooed on his thigh, along with the words "fantasy loser," #YOLO swag, and that's on him for life. As embarrassing as that sounds, I guarantee you there's at least one teenager out there that has gotten #YOLO swag tattooed on them somewhere. This generation, man. And number 1 is a name change. While thousands of fantasy leagues force the loser of each season to endure horrible punishments that often leave lasting or permanent embarrassment, when it comes to this one in New Zealand, the consequences can really change a person. In March of 2010, a 22-year-old man came in last place in that league, and as his term stated, had to legally change his name to whatever the winner of the league demanded. And that name was, brace yourself, Full Metal Havoc, more sexy and intelligent than Spock and all the superheroes combined with Frost Nova. That's right, his name was officially changed to one that was 99 letters long, one short of the 100 character limit. So if Mr. Frost Nova wanted to change his name again, he'd have to spend $127 and go through the whole process again. Definitely might be worth it. So those were the 10 most embarrassing punishments that people got for losing a bet. And if you guys enjoyed this, remember to give it a big thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell beside the subscribe button so that you never miss a thing, because I release new videos all the time. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!